Why, hello! If you're new here, I'm Evie. If you're not, then you probably already know what time it is. I make a lot of art and book related videos, and today I'm here with another one of my bi monthly reading wrap ups. I think instead of going for monthly, I think I'm gonna start doing bi monthly reading wrap ups because my reading has been like all over the place. Like in January, I ended up reading 3 books, and then in February, I read 8. So it's like I'm not gonna make a video for just 3 books, but 8 books. Yeah, I'll make a video about that. So I think I'm gonna do bi-monthly reading wrap-ups, especially if I have a slower month. Sorry for all that background noise. My cat is playing with the toy I got her, and you know what? I'm happy because she's playing with something that I got her, and it's not being wasted. She's so silly. I love her so much. Um, but yeah, I'm here with my February and March reading wrap-up. So buckle up, cause there's a bunch of books, and I am ready to talk, and I'm a yapper. So let's get into this video. I got myself some tea because I'm thirsty and I'm gonna need some refreshments while I'm making this video. Okay, so the first 2 books that I read in January, I actually don't have them with me because I read them as library books. But I finally read Miss Marvel: The Mutant. I if you're new here, you probably don't know much about it, but if you're a longtime fan, you're probably about to get really annoyed. I love Miss Marvel. She is one of my favorite characters in all of Marvel history, and her comics are always my favorite. The No Normal run, like that original run, it's my favorite comic run to ever exist. Like it's so beautiful, and the storytelling is just like immaculate. Um, yeah, I love Miss Marvel. I even got another. I even got Let me show you. It's a YA book about Miss Marvel. It's not a comic book. It's like a fully written story about Kamala. And I was like, I have to get this shit. Anyways, I read the first 2 volumes. I believe those are the only volumes out. Um, it's a pretty good comic. Like I don't know if I love the retcon version where it's like, oh yeah, she's a mutant and she's an Inhuman. Again, this feels very much like they're like, fuck, we have to wreck on her story because the comic fans are really mad because we have to change her powers for the show. But it's like, why'd you change her powers for the show? Like, well, I get why. I'll talk about that. They changed her powers for the show, so they could have her be more involved in the movie. Her having light-based powers and being able to form light constructs makes her actually have physical, tangible, relatable powers to Monica and Carol, who can absorb and adapt energy and blast energy. So Kamala can solidify it. But she's she's a mutant, she's an Inhuman, and you could still make her an Inhuman instead of having her be a mutant and have that. You didn't need to change that a little bit. And then there's the bit that again, why couldn't you? She stretches and gets bigger in the show, but you just had to have her have those light construct powers. No, because you can't have her have light construct powers because guys, only only Mr. Fantastic can have light-based can have stretchy powers. Also, apparently, the technology is expensive, but still, was it really that hard? That you couldn't have Kamala connect to the other two without her having light-based powers? I get you probably wouldn't have been able to do the swappy, but she still could have been included because she is the owner of Bangle. I don't know. I could go on and on about the show and my problems with it, but I also love the show so much. But again, my only problem is because I am a deep rooted comic fan, and I'm like, why would you freaking change that, Kevin Feige? If I ever get locked in a room with you, oh, it's so over. It's so over. Anyways, volume 1, I rated 4.5 stars because absolutely beautiful. Kamala infiltrates a university that's oh my goodness, my kitty cat. That's oppressing mutants and targeting them. And she's sent there to find secrets. And then the university finds out Ms. Marvel's a mutant, and then they're sending people after her, and crazy stuff happens. But it's really sweet. And then we get this moment with Bruno Kamal, which I like. I love Bruno Kamal. I ship him so hard. Where I think it was in this one. No, it was in another one. Oopsies, not this one. But yeah, Kamala is just trying to live her life in her secret identity, but also is secretly helping the mutants with their underground stuff. Because have fun, because she's a mutant now. So that one I gave 4.5 stars, and then the second volume I just gave 4 stars. Would have been a 5-star, but what's his name? I gotta open this up. But his name is Kareem. They ended up kissing, aka Red Dagger. They ended up kissing in this book, and it was I don't like that ship. Personally, I ship Bruno and Kamala. I don't like Cream and Kamala. Okay, I'm sorry. I just don't like it. Okay, I'm sorry. I prefer best friends to lovers. And also in the last comic book I read about Miss Marvel, she literally said she kissed Bruno and she's like, you know what? I love you, and we could maybe one day have a thing. But like right now, I want to be a teen. I being a teenage girl and a superhero is hard enough. I being a teenage girl, superhero, and a girlfriend. I no. I like maybe in a few years. I just need to figure out my life stuff. So her like having this flirty romance with Cream just made me go, oh, and myself because she doesn't want a romance. And then at the end, she finally goes, yeah, well, I don't really want a romance, and you live in Pakistan. So yeah, so that would get Dr. Holstar because I don't like Kareem. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, those were the first two books that I read in January. Sorry, the reflection is really bad on my screen. I cannot see myself. Anyways, I need to read in my room. In the summer, my dad is gonna let me read in my room, and we're gonna rearrange everything. Put the TV on a different wall. Put my bed on a different wall. Get a new desk. Put my bookshelf somewhere else. I'm gonna do a whole full reorganization thing. So I think I'm gonna vlog that for you guys because it's gonna be crazy. I have a lot of stuff and I have a lot of things to reorganize. I don't know how we're gonna do it. Like, but the way my room is designed right now, I like it. But if I'm gonna start university next year, like I am planning to, this this layout, this design is just not gonna work. Having the window here sucks a lot because I need the natural because the natural lighting is right up against my TV. So I love natural lighting, but if the window's open, I can't watch my TV. Um, and then also the wall my bed is on is not a very functional wall for it to be on. It should be on the other wall, just to make spatial room, if that makes sense. Yeah. The way we designed my room when I was younger worked for me when I was younger, but it would have been more practical if we just did it a different way, you know? That was a lot of talking. I'm so sorry. Anyways, okay, we're on to the very last book I read in February. And this book was probably the perfect winter read for me. It was just so beautiful. And that was The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed. Oh, absolutely stunning book. It was so beautiful. The visuals that she drew with her storytelling, insane. This artwork, insane. The characters, insane. The story, insane. Everything was just so beautiful and insane. I don't know. This book is heavily inspired by pagan and Jewish mythology, and their roots and the roots of all kind of religions and how oppression ends up happening and with that. But it's crazy. It's a straight romance. It's kind of like an enemies to lovers, but actually, I love it so much. It's a little spicy, not too spicy, but it's a little spicy. And these characters, damn. Let's just say I was intrigued and thrilled the entire time. And this is from someone who's not always the biggest fan. That's terrible. Yeah, Ava Reed is just such a freaking beautiful storyteller. I'm always captivated with her. The way she develops these beautiful fantasy worlds just draw you in, and you're just stuck there, and you're just in awe. And these worlds, while being fantasy worlds, incredibly developed in their own way, they are also extremely great mirrors of our world and the oppression that we have in our world that we just choose to not acknowledge about right now and our past. And I don't always love religion, but the way she describes religion in this book is it's like a religious mythology. Like again, it's like paganism. They the main characters, they have powers, like they can see the future, they can create metal, um they can create fire. Our main character actually does not have any powers. And that's what makes her so different. And it's very intriguing. And again, that romance, damn. I was actually like, you know what are you guys gonna smash? I was begging for the smashing to happen. Let me tell you. Anyways, oh my gosh. And unfortunately, this is a special edition book. Okay, I spent it was initially $40, but I got it on discount for 20 because they were having a sale. Look at this, beautiful. And then it's got alternate, and then this is what the end papers kind of look like, which is kind of like the original cover. What that one looked like, and then And then on the naked hardback, we got a wolf. And we have the X. And they have these beautiful edges and a bookmark. Yeah, stunning. But I brought this book to work with me to read on the bus home. I didn't end up reading it on the bus home, but do you want to know what happened? The dust jacket ripped. I should have not. I should have taken it without the dust jacket. Like, you know, it's fine. It's a little rip, and I had clear tape that I could fix it with. 10 out of 10. But yeah, this book I ended up giving 5 stars. It was just so beautiful. I gotta take a sip of my drink because I am thirsty. Do not judge how I am holding this right now. Okay. So the next book I read was actually a reread. I read this book probably a little exactly over a year ago to the date. Like when I finished this book was just a little over a year of when I finished it for the first time. So I was like, so like look at me, I'm insane. So basically I was just like, when February rolled around, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really nostalgic of when Wings of Starlight came out last year. I love the ship. I want it so badly. But usually I don't do rereads so soon after reading a book. And also I told myself I shouldn't reread my books until I've, read every book on my physical TBR that like I own, because I have a problem. But I was just so into the vibes. I kept getting edits on my TikTok, and I kept seeing things on Instagram. And also the new the new Pixie Hollow book, Wings of Reverie, was just announced, and the cover was revealed, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's going to be about Periwinkle, Tinkerbell's twin sister, finding love with the very last dream fairy to ever exist. Like the premise sounds absolutely amazing, and I'm gonna get it. Obviously, I love Disney books, and I freaking love Tinkerbell and Pixie Hollow. Like Disney, if you ever need someone, I will write and animate an entirely new Tinkerbell Pixie Hollow series. I will turn this book into a movie, and I hate animating, but I will do it. Anyways, that was a hard one. But yeah, I reread this book because again, nostalgia, and also the new book was announced, and I wanted to have those vibes again. So I reread it. And again, still a 5-star read. It's insane. It's beautiful. It's detailed, and it's not just a really sad love story. It's also incredibly. It also gives you a much deeper dive into Pixie Hollow and their lore and like how it was created and all the things that happened in the beginning and now. And yeah, if you want to hear way more about this book, check out my February 2025 reading wrap up because I talk about this a lot. Okay. Okay, so the second book that I ended up reading in March was Solitaire by Alice Oseman. I recently read all of the Heartstopper books, and I fell in love with it. I loved the show so much. I felt so represented. It was a little cringy, but also it's a YA show, so I was like, you know what, yeah. But I just felt super represented, and I loved it so much. So I was like, you know what, I have to go into the comics and like in the graphic novels and just see how deeper it is, and like, be on it. And also, I love graphic novels, so I have to read it. So read the entire thing. Oh my god, insane! Loved it so much. Cried a lot. Cried a little too much. But I was like, you know what? I want to read a lot more of Alice Oseman's work. So, um, for my birthday, my girlfriend got me Loveless, which is her lesbian story. Um, but I was like, and I really want to read that one. But I also really wanted to read Solitaire, which is Tori's story. Um, and I found Solitaire on a free audiobook on YouTube, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to that, and I'm gonna do what I paint and draw and have a great time. And oh boy, I had a great time. But I went through a roller coaster of emotions. Tori is kind of like how I would just, she's kind of like the glass child. She herself has her own emotions, but her brothers are worse. Like okay, I'm not gonna get like too much spoilers and get too into it because it is a trigger warning. But Charlie's going through a lot. And what he's going through is fundamentally worse than what Tori's going through. That's not to diminish that Tori is herself going through a lot. Um, and she's experiencing very traumatic things. And while her brother is getting lots of help, she is not. She is left to suffer in silence. And it's very sad. And I found myself relating to her a lot. Even though I'm kind of like a mix, because me and my brother have this weird kind of like fight for attention thing, but it's just super weird. Because it's like a lot of times when I'm sick or injured or have a problem, I would either, when I was younger, I would get ignored a lot, and my brother would get a lot of the treatment and like praise and all this stuff. But then as I got older, my depression got worse, and I actually convinced my parents that yes, I am depressed, and I have all these things wrong with me. You need to take me seriously. Then I was taken seriously, and my brother kind of became the glass child. You know that no one took seriously and no one listens to and no one helps. Um, but you kind of just get this like cycle with every family, and I feel like it just kind of like bounces off each sibling. Anyways, I'm going too much in my personal stuff. Um, this book was beautiful, and relatable and sad, and I loved it so much, and I can't wait to read more of Alice Ism's works because the way she describes things is insane, and I just feel so represented in her writing. She just knows how to make people feel seen, and I gave that book 5 stars as well. So the book I read after that was Batgirls, One Way or Another. Um, oh, it's an absolutely beautiful story about Barbara, Cass, and Stephanie just working together as Batgirls, solving crime, being awesome in Gotham City, doing crazy stuff, uncovering murder plots and fighting demon boyfriends and evil gangs, yada yada. But let me tell you, it's such a cute comic, and it dives so much deeper into Stephanie and Cass's relationship, which I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty sapphic coded, and also just the relationship between, the girls as a whole. And they are, aside from being a part of the Bat family, Stephanie, Cass, and Barbara, the Batgirls themselves, they are a family, and it's so sweet. And I love this book. It's just a much deeper telling on just like kind of like how the relationship works and how they work as a team. And yeah, it's it was so cute, and I loved it so much, y'all. And the art, like, oh my god. Okay, so this is the cover, but the art in the comic, the colors, and the artist, ooh, like, if I do a good panel, like, oh, amazing. And there are 3 volumes, and I ended up reading all 3. Yeah, it's really good. We get into the dynamic. The only part I didn't like about this is Barbara is in a relationship with Nightwing. If you know, you know. I don't like that. I really just want her to be her own character. It's like, and she kept going to him for help and just like being like my boyfriend and I need him and like boy. It's like, no, you are Barbara freaking Gordon. You are Oracle. You are you are the original Batgirl. Like, you do not need a man, let alone Dick Grayson. No, be your own person, and kick ass by yourself and with some lesbian baddies. Well, Stephanie's bi, but still. Okay, I gave Batgirls Volume 1 4 stars. Okay, so the book I read after that was Red in the Wolves. It's a graphic novel. It's a sapphic retelling of Little Red Riding Hood, where the grandma is actually evil, and the wolf is actually a wolf girl, who Red finds and nurses back to health. This book, okay, I only ended up, wait, let me find my review. Okay, so I gave this one 3.75 stars. It I don't know how to describe this book. It was really sweet and cute, and I loved it. But I wish we got a little bit more like knowledge on the wolves and like how they work and how they operate and how truly things happen. Because the wolf in the story is a chimera. Let me wait. What's her name? Syl. Her name is Syl. And she's a chimera. And she can choose to kind of be like anything, but she chooses to kind of be like a wolf girl. Um, And there are all these other like crazy like magical nature spirits and like chimeras and other like magical animals and stuff. And it's crazy. And it turns out like Red's grandma is evil as crap, and it's just been like feeding her all these lies her whole life and making her do like evil crazy stuff. And all it took was one baddie to make her go, oh yeah, I love women and grandma you evil. And yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but I absolutely loved it. I love all iterations of Little Red Riding Hood. I love all iterations of any like classic childhood fairy tale story. Um, but I really love the iterations where people make like red gay, or like they just change it up and they just have fun. And this was a change, and it was fun, and it was awesome, and I loved it. And it was just so cute, and the art style is amazing, and the colors are beautiful. And again, I was I was intrigued for that twist in the ending. Ugh, absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Definitely recommend. Yeah, we love gay people. Mm. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so thirsty. Refreshing.
I'm thirsty. Refreshing.
We're getting on to the final few books. So the one I read after that was This Place Kills Me. This book. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I have the words to describe this book. I give it 4 stars. It takes place at an academy in England in the late in the 80s or the 90s. I don't quite remember when. But this girl was sent there because she was kicked out of her last school for being gay and doing other things, but mostly being gay. So they kicked her out. So her parents' decision was to send her to an all-girls school. Yeah. So rumors followed her there. Yeah. Yeah. And no one really wanted to be her friend. But while she's at the school, there is a Shakespeare play going on in the background. Like the school's putting on a play of Romeo and Juliet. But it's an all-girls school, so it's a sapphic Romeo and Juliet. So there's a girl playing Romeo, and they like literally they cut out Mercutio. I'm like, where's Mercutio? Yo, as someone who loves, not fully loves it, someone who deeply understands Shakespeare, I was actually kind of like thrown off by how inaccurate the Shakespeare was in this book, which is kind of why I picked it up because like I was like Shakespeare tragedy, and it is really a tragedy, but I was like the Shakespeare, actual Shakespeare, no, it's not good. One second, and I don't like Shakespeare. Let me tell you, I spent my whole high school career, or whatever you want to call that, hating Shakespeare, and pretty much until grade 12, because I had the most amazing English teacher, and read Hamlet, and I went, oh my god, is this gay? And I realized, oh my god, Shakespeare's gay. And now I look at it through a new lens. I can make a whole video on that if you want, because let me tell you, Hamlet is gay. That man is gay. And even my English teacher agreed with me, so but yeah, there's this crazy thing going on. It turns out the school actually puts on a performance of Romeo and Juliet every 5 years. What? Secret things. And this girl, she's just been murdered, and she was playing Juliet. And they made her death look like a suicide. They put like a knife, they put like a dagger with her body, and they dressed her up in a big costume. It was crazy. But it turns out, oh, I don't want to spoil it too much because this is like a mystery thriller kind of graphic novel. It's like it's intense and it's exciting. Um, you're kind of finding out through the main character with like through letters and like notes, and like just watch as our main character just kind of like exists and watches. She like kind of puts two and two together and realizes, oh my gosh, y'all are A, idiots, and B, crazy. Yeah, crazy stuff is going on in this school. Actually, my original theory was completely thrown off. Like I kind of guessed what was going to happen, but I had two guesses, and the one I had was the main one I had. I really thought it was going to happen, and then I realized it didn't. But there was a plot hole in it, and I was like, I need a sequel because you need to fix this plot hole and add my theory and my what I thought was going to happen to this plot hole because they are very interconnected. Um, but yeah, our main character and her roommate kind of like put two together, and they figure it out, and they realize, who done it and what really happened, and then some crazy stuff happens. Yeah, that's yeah. I don't know what I can say that won't spoil this book. It's a crazy book, yo. Crazy things happen. Um, but it's amazing and it's beautiful. And it's just very visually striking. Like, like oh yes, this is the murder page. And then okay, I'm back. Sorry, my camera ran out of storage. Yeah, I don't know what I can say without spoiling this, but absolutely freaking beautiful and stunning. And I gave this one 4 stars. Okay. Okay, next we have Hawkeye: My Life as a Weapon by Matt Fraction. This is very loosely what the Hawkeye series is based on. And I really enjoyed that series, and I've really been wanting to learn more about, Kate Bishop, Hawkeye themselves, and I really love Young Avengers, and I want to learn as much as I can about them. So when I found that they made My Life as a Weapon into a combat comic, I had to get it. I had to get it. Um, Stunning, amazing, brilliant, thrilling, loved it. I don't know what else to say. It was really sweet and really cute. Not like cute, but it was really sweet and it was really fast paced. I love the action and I loved learning more about every character. And I absolutely freaking love Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop. Please marry me. Love ya. 4 stars. Okay. And then after I read Hawkeye, I read the next volume of Batgirls, which is called Batgirl Summer. Girl, come on. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Again, don't need to see you Dick Grayson, but the relationship between the 3 Batgirls is it's just so beautiful, and watching their story develop is insane. In this one, the Riddler kind of gets introduced, and there's a murderer and a bunch of crazy stuff happening. And also, in this one, we get hints that Stephanie's dad is probably not actually dead. What? Crazy. And you learn a lot more about Stephanie's backstory in this one. Not like a lot, but you learn a little bit more about Stephanie. And again, so much Steph cast. I love it so much. My girls are crazy. Oh my gosh, I gotta show you my favorite cover for this. Oh, look at the Riddler, y'all. Hey everyone.
Hey guys, thanks for all the comments, and a special thanks to everyone for the tips on detonators.
Okay. Let me just hold this. The final book I ended up reading was obviously Volume 3 of Batgirl. Let me tell you, Stephanie and Cass don't start smooching soon. I'm gonna be at DC headquarters and I'm gonna write you the gayest shit ever. Cause why are they so gay? But this one and Volume 3, you get to see that. Guess what? Stephanie's dad isn't dead. Stephanie's dad kidnaps her. At one point, Stephanie and Cass swap bodies. It's crazy. But you just kind of see their bond grow and adapt and see how strong their friendship is. And you just kind of get to see all 3 Batgirls working in action to save the day. And they wrap up some loose ends from the first volume. Yeah, beautiful. I want more, y'all. In the 3rd volume was, let me tell you, the best volume. I gave it 5 stars. It's so thrilling and so impactful and so full of action. And there was no Dick Grayson. This is a Batgirl story. Why is Nightwing in here? Oh, like in volume 2, there's a fight scene, and they brought Dick along. And like, not that I don't mind like team ups, but no, I don't need Batgirl and Nightwing teaming up when it's Barbara Gordon and they're dating. Go away. Tomato. Yeah, the colors and the visuals of the 3rd volume, all the visuals of all of them are insane, but the colors that were specifically used in this 3rd volume were so freaking stunning and thrilling and amazing, and it makes me truly like want to go through with my passions of being an artist and being like a color designer, and just yeah, reading comics just make me go, oh my god, I cannot wait to finish university and try to get my name out there and try to be someone who makes things and to be have my name on something, you know? I don't know. But yeah, Batgirl's insane, insane. Honestly, probably one of my favorite runs of all time of all comics in both Marvel and DC. Like, it's just so thrilling and fun, and you just get to see them bond as like best friends and almost sisters, and also like lesbianly. Amazing, stunning, thrilling. If a volume 4 came out, I would spend all my money on it. I would draw volume 4 by myself, like for $5. Like you gotta pay for that shit though. But yeah, absolutely stunning books. I read a lot of comics and graphic novels, which is why I read so many books. Um, but what can I say? I really like comics and graphic novels. I'm getting way back into them. Like when I was in middle school, the only thing I ever read was graphic novels. I literally only read graphic novels. I read every single Rihanna Telgemeier book, and I read every single Babysitter's Club book. And then every time a new Babysitter's Club book would come out, I bought it. And I read Babysitter's Club up until the 10th grade. I I want to get back into it actually because I'm trying to reconnect with my inner child, and like rebuild my nostalgia. So yeah, and again, I'm just a very big fan of all of these of the artists that work on these comics on these graphic novels. I'm a sucker for graphic novels, and I'm a sucker for reconnecting with my past. Um, and also like again, pictures. I love pictures, y'all. Picture. Um, but yeah. So those are all the books that I ended up reading in February and March. Um, I ended up reading 11 books total in both those months. And I thoroughly enjoyed the books that I read. Like sometimes you read a book and you're like, oh, this sucked and and I was disappointed. But I was not disappointed by any one of these books. They were amazing and they were thrilling. And I feel myself getting out of that reading slump and finding my spark and my joy and my love for reading again. Right now I'm currently reading 3 books, so look at me go. I'm crazy. I'm whack. And I'm also planning on finishing my Percy Jackson videos soon. I just have a lot of schoolwork to do because I'm in some online classes right now. And I desperately need to get my work done for those because exams are coming up. And midterms. I'm on my midterms. Anyways, yeah, those are the books that I read these past 2 months. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe consider giving it a like and checking out some of my crazy other ones. And yeah, I hope to see you guys soon to talk about Percy Jackson.